Welcome. Today, we are going to zoom in on three of the smallest, but honestly most powerful words in English: a, an, and the. Getting these right is one of the fastest ways to sound more natural and fluent. So let's get into it and unlock the secret. Have you ever paused, like right in the middle of a sentence, stuck on that exact question? We've all been there, for sure. It really does feel like a little puzzle, doesn't it? Well, by the end of this, you won't just have the pieces. You'll be the one building the puzzle, confidently, every single time. Okay, let's dive right in. Before we can solve any puzzle, we need to know what the pieces are, right? So, our first step is to answer a really simple question. What are articles anyway? At their core, you can think of articles as little signposts that come before a noun. Their only job is to signal to your listener whether you're talking about something general, any old one will do, or something specific, that particular one. And believe me, this choice between general and specific is the key to everything. First up, let's talk about the general team. Think of these as your introduction words. Therefore, when you're bringing a new idea, a new noun into the conversation. So let's meet a and an. So when do these actually come into play? Well, you grab a or an when you're not talking about a particular thing. It's just one of many out there. If you say, I need a phone, you're not pointing at a specific one. You're just saying any phone will do. Maybe because yours just fell in a puddle. You're simply introducing the idea of a phone. And choosing between them, it's not really about spelling, it's all about making the sentence easier to say. Your mouth naturally wants to flow. So a consonant sound like the B in book gets a. A vowel sound like the A in apple gets an to create a kind of smooth bridge between the words. Just try saying a apple. It feels a little clunky, right? An apple just rolls off the tongue. And here's where it gets really interesting, and honestly, where most people get tripped up. The rule is about the sound you make, not the letter you write. Take the word hour. It starts with an H, but we don't pronounce it. The first sound is ow. That's a vowel, so we say an hour. And the reverse is true for a word like university. That U actually makes a y sound, which is a consonant, so it's a university. Always trust your ears on this one, not just your eyes.
Okay, so A and an are for introducing new, general things. But what happens after the introduction? Well, that's where the other side of the coin comes in, our specific word, the.
The is like a spotlight. You use it when both you and your listener can point to the exact same thing. It's a signal that there's shared knowledge. It's no longer just any noun, it's that specific noun we both know about. Let's watch this work in a little mini story. I start by saying, I saw a dog yesterday. See how I use a? Why? Well, because for you, the listener, this dog is brand new information. It's just some random dog out there in the world. Now, if I keep the story going, I switch to the. The dog was very friendly. See that change? It has to be the because now we both know exactly which dog I'm talking about, the one from the first sentence. We've gone from a random dog to a very specific dog just by switching that one little word. It's that simple. Now, the also pops up in a few other special cases, but they all follow the same logic of being specific or unique. There's only one sun, so it's the sun. The best movie is by definition only one specific movie. We also use it for unique geographical features like the Nile River and for musical instruments when we're talking generally, like playing the piano. So we have our general words and our specific word, but what about the third option? Yeah, sometimes the most powerful choice is using absolutely nothing at all. This is what we call the zero article. This happens when we talk about things in the most general sense possible, like as an entire category or a concept. If you say, I like apples, you mean the whole idea of apples, not a specific group of them. The same thing goes for uncountable things like milk or abstract ideas like information. And since people and languages are already unique proper nouns, they usually don't need an article either. Okay, I know that was a lot of information, but it all fits together perfectly, I promise. So let's package this all up into a simple, practical toolkit that you can basically carry in your pocket and use anytime you're speaking or writing. And here it is, your 3-step mental checklist. Next time you use a noun, just ask yourself these 3 things. 1, is this new information for my listener? Okay, go with a or an. 2, is this something we both already know about? Then use the. And 3,
Am I talking about a whole category or a proper name? Then you probably need no article at all. That's it. That's the core logic that will guide you every single time.
Mastering these tiny words might seem like a small thing, but they make a massive impact on how clear you are. As Mark Twain said, it's the difference between lightning and a lightning bug. Getting your articles right just makes your English so much sharper, clearer, and more precise.
So there you have it. The puzzle is solved, and the toolkit is officially yours. You now have the logic to choose the right article with confidence. So the only question left is, what will you build with it? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer.